Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Adam Mohammed Isman, and I'd like to welcome you to the English news programme on Somaliland National Television. Here to bring you the latest news, let's start with the stories making the headlines. President of Somaliland hosts Deputy Ambassador of the United Kingdom at Presidential Palace. The Minister of Information attends 17th anniversary of Al Khair Primary School. Iraqi government agreed truce with ISIL. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud, hosted the Deputy Ambassador for the United Kingdom situated in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. This meeting took place alongside the Vice President, the Minister of the Presidency and the Minister of Foreign Affairs at the Presidential Palace in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The President of Somaliland received the Deputy Ambassador for the UK to Ethiopia and the Presidential Palace in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud, was accompanied by the Vice President, Abdurrahman Sayli'i, the Minister of the Presidency, Hirsi Ali Haj Hassan, and the Foreign Minister for Somaliland, Mohamed Bihi Yunus. The President elaborated to the delegation regarding the peace and stability that Somaliland has achieved over the past 23 years and acknowledged the supportive role the UK government has played in regards to international relations for Somaliland. The Somaliland Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mohamed Bihi Yunus, also provided a speech at the event where he stated,
I just want to take this opportunity to thank Chris Allen, the envoy who came from Addis, from the British Embassy in Addis Ababa. As I have said to you, the Somali language, you have explained it to Chris and his team and the delegation that Somaliland is a very peace-loving people. We have managed to maintain peace and stability for over 20 years. The responsibility and the protection of civilians is the responsibility of the government of Somaliland. We went to Taleh to stabilize and at the will of the people who live in there. We went there to help. We have no intentions, we are not aggressors. And we have also made it very clear to our partners that there is no disputed area. And in fact, we said British are in a better position to know where the borders of Somaliland are. That is not an issue at all, and I think that's not the intention. But the intention was to stabilize. We are interested in bringing good governance, development, stabilization to every region in the country. Those people who live in that part of Somaliland are our own brothers and sisters, and our intention is to help them, to bring development, to bring stability, and not to allow spoilers to come into the country to create havoc and problems for us. And we will make every effort to ensure that we maintain the peace and stability, and we maintain the good governance that we have been doing over the years. And I think Chris and the other international community are very much aware that we have managed to be stable, to be safe, and to have peace within Somaliland for over 23 years, a region that has a lot of problems. And I think Somaliland has provided a lot of lessons that has been learned here to the rest of the world. And we are very grateful for the support, for the relationship, for the friendly relationship with the UK, and the support that we have been getting from them through the Somaliland Development Fund and through the security arrangements and the capacity building. And once again, I would like to welcome Chris Allen to Somaliland and to Hargeisa and give him the floor to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Ambassador Allen, speaking at the event, admired the progress of Somaliland, both socially and politically, where he stated,
and thank you to the President of Somaliland for this invitation to visit Somaliland at this time. As the Foreign Minister has said, the United Kingdom is a strong, close friend of Somaliland. We have long been and we continue to be. Our cooperation with the Somaliland government spans the spheres of the economy, of development, of security, of shared priorities in this region. And we have just discussed some of those common goals and common successes in some depth with the President. We talked too about the importance to the international community, including the United Kingdom and Somaliland, of peace, security and stability across this region where there is already too much conflict. The President and the Foreign Minister were very clear on Somaliland's commitment to regional peace and security. They raised concerns about statements of the international community in recent days and weeks. I reassured them that our focus was very much on peace, security and stability, and not on taking sides in any political disputes. I made clear that for the UK, as for all of us, and for Somaliland too, I know the resolution of disputes through dialogue rather than through military force is the route that we and all others hope can be taken to ensure success. We concluded very amicably, as we always do, that the United Kingdom and Somaliland have a huge number of shared interests that we're committed to taking forward together across the security domain and across development, and celebrated some of those successes where the UK is investing very extensively in Somaliland's future, and Somaliland is our most trusted partner in this difficult region.
Meanwhile, the UK delegation also held a meeting with the Somaliland Minister of Interior, Ali Mohammed Waran Adde. The Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Dahir Akuse, attended a ceremony for the 17th anniversary of the Al Khair Primary and Secondary School. The minister was accompanied by other state officials and administration of the school. The ceremony was held for the 17th anniversary of Al Khair Primary and Secondary School. This event was attended by several members of the Somaliland Cabinet, including the Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Dahir Akuse, and other public figures, as well as members of the school's administration. The Somaliland Minister for Information, Culture and National Guidance provided a speech at the event where he explained the significance of education towards achieving national progress. He also pointed out that the Somaliland government has prioritized the development of the education sector. The principal of the Al Khair Primary and Secondary School elaborated on the effort to provide standard education for all students. The deputy chairman of the Wadani political party also attended the event and admired the effort for Al Khair Primary and Secondary School for their contribution towards national education progress. Professor Ahmed Mohammed, the Dean of the Medical Faculty of Hargeisa University, provided a speech and congratulated the graduates on their academic accomplishments. The administration of the Al Khair Primary and Secondary School, together with students, concluded the event with gratitude they sent to the Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Dahir Akuse, and the other officials who also attended the event. The Ministry of Rural Development and Environment of Somaliland held a ceremony to mark the start of a sanitation campaign that will spread across the nation. The Ministry of Environment and Rural Development has initiated a sanitation campaign in the Gabeli region. This campaign mainly focuses on the eradication of illegal preliminaries of land in the region, which led the government to establish this kind of campaign to confront illegal use of farmland. The coordinator for the Ministry of Environment and Rural Development, accompanied by the Deputy Governor of the Gabeli region, discussed with the media the reasons behind this campaign. Fadhiya Isa Yusuf, the coordinator of Environment and Rural Development, speaking at the event, explained the necessity of this campaign and pointed that the government, in cooperation with the residents of the region, are ready to stand against this illegal use of land. The residents of the area expressed their feelings of gratitude to the Somaliland government and the Ministry of Environment and Rural Development for the effort they have put on improving the environment in general. The Deputy Governor of the Gabeli region also welcomed this campaign and called it effective for residents of the Gabeli region. The Deputy also admired the task of the Ministry of Environment and Rural Development. The Mayor of the Abarso district also thanked officials of the Ministry of Environment and Rural Development for organizing this campaign. The Deputy Governor of the Togdale region held a press conference to discuss a recent issue which was resolved by the regional leadership. The Deputy Governor of the Togdale region elaborated on a recent conflict which was resolved in the region. The Deputy Governor was accompanied by the Police Chief of Somaliland and Deputy Police Chief of Somaliland. This press conference was focusing on the general situation of the Togdale region. Recently resolved issues in the region were brought to public attention. The Deputy Governor of the Togdale region explained the resolution process and the significance of including third parties. He said, Somaliland is well known for peace and stability nationwide, and the resolution of any conflicts that may arise. Somaliland doesn't focus on what happens, but how to handle things when they happen, how to stop them from happening, which is a traditional legacy of Somaliland. That includes dialogue with the help of community leaders. We resolve this issue with peaceful dialogue, said the Deputy Governor of the Togdheer region. The Police Chief of Somaliland elaborated on the stability of the Togdheer region and informed the media that the current situation is peaceful and business as usual. The Deputy Chief of Somaliland's police force also explained the cooperation between the residents of the Togdheer region and their regional administrations. You're still tuned into the English news programme on Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news programme. And now for our international headlines. The Iraqi government have agreed a brief truce with ISIL fighters in the hope of evacuating the township of Baji. Iraqis are once again having to face the harsh reality of conflict as the numbers of those killed in fighting grows. But for ISIL, known as the Islamic Army of Iraq, and the Levant, these are times for celebration. Now a more powerful force in the oil town of Baji, recent fighting there has seen them reportedly take control of 75% of Iraq's largest refinery. Baghdad refuses to admit defeat, but has just announced a brief lull in fighting to allow the remaining workers there to be evacuated. Disruption to oil output is already having a major impact in Kirkuk, are fueling queues at the pump. Shiites around Kirkuk have been besieged of late as Sunni militants under the banner of ISIL surged in the area, later dueling with Kurdish forces. One local resident spoke on the impact of recent fighting. And that's all the news we have for you today. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.